This is my day. I'm gonna do things my way. This is my day. I'm gonna do things my way. If you believe it, say it. If you believe it, say it. If you believe it, say it. This is my day.
I look like everyone. So you safe? Everyone okay? Hello and welcome to it. This is SA on SABC3. 9:30 p.m. We've got this going on. We're back on your scrolls on your website. Our website, the website for us, TrendingSA.tv. Can you believe it? It's Free Thursday. And Thursday means we're throwing back. Some of the people here are going, yeah, it happens too on a Thursday. It's about to get lit. So keep posting, liking, RTing, the things you've been talking about all day. We're going to talk about them right here on the show. And we have another great TBT guest joining us in studio, so you don't want any of it tonight. But first, let me introduce my squad. Hey, when social media loved him so much yesterday, it was all sorts of spicy. Let's listen to the voice of Lengu. Hold on.
Mama, good job. It's good to be back. Full stop. What's up?
She is a member of a throwback singing group. She is also the vocal styling throwback singing group. This is the gorgeous, beautiful, talented Lebohile Mojo!
Yes. Take some notes. Again. Oh, where?
English hilarious button say no in a Kazinina Haste.
Hi guys. Your cows.
My name is Bobby. All right, so I want to get your timelines. This is what's on our timeline.
So, May the 4th be to you, all my fans. What I'm talking about. I'm such a geek. I'm geeking out right now. All right, all over my timeline, and that's going to be talking about also the movies today. We're going to talk about movies. South Africa's also had movies, which will be bring back to the.
What was that?
It was supposed to be my hand was out of the shot. What does it mean?
Oh, I thought that was that.
Oh, she was there, like so, like.
Oh,
okay.
Different to
But
back and
now we
watch.
understand. I want to thank you.
Yeah.
On your timeline?
133 days is how long South takes to make a decision. After, 3 days before this play broke, the coach is hot. So, they've got a new coach. Hashtag Bafana Coach was all over.
Yep. And we'll get an update from you later on. Really?
Shine, Shasha. Hashtag Shasha. Hashtag Casper all over my timeline today. From Abuti, flooding my timeline ahead of much hated May. I'll at least say that.
It's so interesting, serious in our lives and our jobs. We can get around. Anyway, listen, so swing has always been a part of her life. In our eyes, she is our own girl since making us proud at the 2004 Paralympics and the Commonwealth Games. Known as most successful Paralympian of all time. She has won 10 gold medals and made proud both in Beijing and at the Olympics. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today, Natalie de Toy. You definitely don't want to miss that. Send your questions that you have for her. Meanwhile, as we go for a short break, head over to our social media pages and join in the conversation. On 3. BRB, baby.
We're gonna dance.
This is my day. this is my day.
Tuned to TrendingSA right ABC3. Remember, you can get in touch with us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our YouTube channel. But right now, let's just jump straight into it. Slam bam! Some of what was trending on all of our timelines. So, ladies first. I know you've been waiting a long time for this one, Nina. So, over to you, Nina.
May the 4th be with you. Okay, it was being where I went. As it is today, my geekiness is on full throttle. It's also the 4th of May, and it's tomorrow. It's my mom's birthday and Maps' mom's birthday. Anyway, so what started as a pun warmly shared by fans has become a fully fledged Star Wars holiday, guys, in the world. A special once-a-year celebration of galaxy far, far away. To date, okay, Star Wars has released around 9 films, with the return of The Last Jedi coming up in November. This is going to be dope. This year will mark the first year since the death of actress Carrie Fisher, who played Leia in the films. I mean, yeah, it's quite intense. There she is, the queen herself. Oh, my goodness. Pew, pew. Many gathered in different parts of the world share excitement. Okay, check these tweets. When my son walked by some stormtroopers and they got him. Oh, cute, Nunus. Find your backpack by Braid. May the 4th be with you. Look at the little pup. Oh, so good. Okay, now on to this matters. I had my moment. It was great. That was for me and anyone else that cares about Star Wars. So thanks for indulging the people. All right.
They were under the uniforms.
Hashtag WeAfrica, the World Economic Forum. Now, last night we brought a video that Shaga sent us all the way from the World Economic Forum, which is happening in Durban. He filled us in on how everyone is loving the finance minister and how this might start looking positive for Mzansi in the money department. And we like money. Everyone in the whole world, ever. Except maybe Mother Teresa. Anyway, but today is, it's all about President Mugabe at the WeAfrica 2017 as he took to the podium to address the guests. There was so much reaction from social media as President Mugabe spoke highly about Zimbabwe, and this was the reaction. When I heard Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe telling Zimbabweans that Zimbabwe was the most developed country in Africa, whoa! All right. If nobody hates you, you are doing something boring. I've never seen a successful person without haters. Robert.
Wow.
Is that a quote?
I am confused. Zimbabwe is the most developed country in Africa after South Africa. Robert Mugabe at WeAfrica 2017 Durban. Interesting observation. Also, you've contributed so much to services in South Africa. We appreciate it. Let us hear about what really went down of the forum.
But at some stage, Robert Mugabe basically said, listen, Zimbabwe is not a fragile state. In fact, when the USA bought me from China, no fragile state. That was quote of the day, undoubtedly. Other things that happened, the president of South Africa basically had his session packed, plenary, packed to capacity. Everybody was in there. Everybody was listening. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? Nothing. No drama. People expected drama. In fact, some people walked out of there, expecting different types of answers. And, they left mad. I won't say who, but he was a fool.
Well,
I love Shaga.
Let's move a little bit down from the world economy for a little bit and go to a hashtag that was trending all day. Don't forget to pray. If you're a hip-hop fan, you'll love this one. Because, of course, the hit-making duo, a.k.a. and Anati, both released the artwork. The artwork is a thing now.
Yes, big time.
Like, the artwork is a thing.
The visuals.
But radio's become more visual than ever before, and music's become more visual than ever before. So yes,
there you go. The artwork trended when the duo released, of course, and said that their worldwide debut will be on Beat One. There it is. There's a tweet from Anati there. Tonight at 6:30 p.m. estimated time and 12:30 a.m. Central African time on Apple Music as well. So you can go check it out. But the duo will also be premiering their new single on Ebro Darden's hit Apple Music radio show. If you know about Ebro, then you know that this man is, of course, one of New York's legend when it comes to radio. He's not only known for his Hot 97 show, Ebro in the Morning, but he's also known in hip-hop circles as, of course, the old man of hip-hop, and is the vice president of programming at Hot 97. So this is definitely a big deal for the duo.
Yeah.
It's really huge. You can wait and, get online, use your data to see it, or Rotoro Stoko, exclusive. Have a listen. Tell me what
See
you
the
think.
zip code, Bryanston. Oh no. What you know about Les Montpessin? What you know about Kajima? What you know about Simdo? Anati got the info. Blacksmith got the endo. Now you liking my photo. Catch me jumping out the benzo. All white, Omo. Clean merch, got the t-shirt. Say
No idea what they say.
What you know about Sim Dope?
Are you feeling it?
I don't know. But I'm moving.
But it's provocative.
There you go.
Nobody knows
All right,
what
talking about new music. 33 nominations and 21 wins later. Casper Nyovest is also releasing his third studio album, which has been trending as #Tuto. Guys, it's not Shasha, it's Sha. Abuti Phil up earlier in March gave us a tease of what we can expect from his album with his song Ditomboweni. Ditomboweni. Sha. Also, he posted the 16-song track list and tweeted about the process he followed in order for fans to have Tuto, his album, have a look. Track list model Tuto picture by Tuto. I had to block out all the noise and stop trying to prove I can rap for me to make this album. I had to start impressing myself and having fun.
That's what it's
Sha.
She's not.
I can't run away from how successful I am. I also can't lie on songs just to make certain individuals comfortable with my music. So, he goes on to say, listen, you're a little bit flat there.
Okay.
Sha.
With the hand.
Still on that note, Yadi Bestie, #Mabala Noise was on my timeline as Ricky Rick and Mabala Noise owner Reggie have kissed broken bread together and rather had sushi when Reggie and him updated us with posts from this afternoon. I can't shasha this one.
Okay.
What's the song for this one?
Mantumbazan.
Do it again.
A mantumbazan.
Okay. So the tweet says, the war is over. Wait. And then Mabala Noise and I have decided to let bygones be bygones and officially decided to go our separate ways. #blessed.
But when they went their separate ways, did they go in very expensive vehicles?
We don't know.
Hilarious.
Happening in this picture.
Governor says, so this is now the other side. The most important thing in life is building friends than enemies. #positive vibes only. #stay shining at Ricky Rick World. It was shouting.
Why are you shouting?
No, because it said only.
Hey, listen, so I thought there was some major reshuffling going down and happening. All right, so #ZumaDA. Did you see that? It was trending on my timeline. Please don't laugh at me. It's not my first language, okay? All right, so the Gauteng High Court has ruled that our president, Jacob Zuma, should provide a record and reasons for his recent cabinet reshuffle. So Judge Bashir Vali this afternoon ruled that Zuma has to provide a record of how he arrived at that decision within 5 days. And guess which political party applied for the application? Guys, guess. But honestly, no, I'll give you a prize.
Okay.
Guess.
Does it end with? Does it end
It's
with?
the Freiheits Front. Let's have a look at this tweet.
Is it the weed party?
Hey, surprise!
Hey.
Breaking! We have won in our application to have President Zuma provide records and reasons for his #cabinet reshuffle. Do. Here's how the nation reacted to the tweet. Look,
Hilarious.
Amara says, is this true though? You don't, you see, I don't trust you anymore. You chatterach too much. Perception based on
Every night in my
Terrence says, #ZumaDA. I don't know from when is the country's president accountable to DA to that extent.
Hello.
I didn't know. Is he maybe speaking in rap?
Did you say hello?
Hello.
No?
Yeah.
Hello.
Do you know that that's how you spell hello? If you want to say hello, that's a different spelling. But if you want to say hello, that is the spelling. Can we read that last tweet?
written.
Thanks. No reasons were required when hiring the former ministers. Under which section did the court reach their conclusion? Matebula uyabuza. Hloni says, Mahlobo, if the president can't find those cabinet reshuffle notes in 5 days, you're going back to passports and death certificates. other reports, Judge Mabel Jansen was on a timeline and she resigned with immediate effect. Here's how the story broke on SAC News.
Judge Mabel Jansen, who was facing a disciplinary process over comments she made about rape cases, resigned with immediate effect. She was placed on special leave following a social media storm after a journalist posted excerpts of written exchanges with the judge about the prevalence of rape in black culture. Justice spokesperson Mthunzi Mhaka said the JC was busy processing the complaint when Jansen tendered her resignation.
So it seems like she resigned before any verdict could be made. And this is how social media went absolutely crazy. She claims to have been overwhelmed by the public attention that she got after saying that black people are rapists. Let's see how the public reacted. Judge Mabel Jansen has not apologized and still sees herself as the victim, was thanked for her valuable service by the minister. Come on. Mabel Jansen should have been fired rather than for the system to wait for her to resign. Oh, jersey number 10. God bless 2017. Don't celebrate Mabel Jansen's resignation. Through her skin privilege, she'll be employed by next week while her words stand. Mabel Jansen will probably get all her benefits. Her ilk are not known for admitting wrong. This must be a financial decision, analyzes the analyst. And there you have it.
Infuriating, that's all
There you have
say.
it.
Rather. But let's move on to things that make us smile, celebrating and signing papers for the privileges. Tsali Fulhaulam Pirisa is the new coach of Bafana Bafana and was trending all over my timeline. As today was D-Day to announce the new national coach. I mean, this has taken 133 days. It was the worst Christmas for Shakes Mashaba. Fired 3 days before Christmas. And of course, he's not getting the job back because Q tweets. There's a new man. Nazo. At the helm, and it's Stuart Baxter was announced as the new Bafana Bafana coach. Of course, he's making his return to Bafana Bafana. After having been there, failed, left, he's coming back. I don't know why. Let's see the tweet. What is South Africa saying? Black Wolf. I won't be surprised if Nkosazana Zuma is announced as Bafana coach by SAFA. This is South Africa, after all. Zulu Chills Goobs. Uti, I'm a patriot. I support my country through the best and worst times. Can't wait to hear who's the next Bafana coach. I hope it's Degama. I think he wrote it like that. You know, patriotism. Email. I'll write you an email.
Oh my
That's
God,
where that came from. That's what that all was about.
Wowza. All right, with all of that said and done, we're going to leap into an ad break, but keep the conversation going on social media. As always, on 3. And there are all of our handles and things that you must know. You must understand these, absorb them, use your data, and may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you!
This is my day. This is my day.
That's your thing. Welcome back. It's TrendingSA on SABC3 and on our website, TrendingSA.tv. All right, Nina.
Yes?
You've been waiting for this hashtag too. Charms.
Is it? 1,414,590 moons ago. Listen carefully. 14,590 Pelile. Moons ago, the movie scene changed forever when a franchise that has been home for many die-hard fans was born. The movie Star Wars. The first movie was released on the 25th of May, 1977, when Andile was born. It soon became a gigantic franchise housing other galactic movies such as The Empire Strikes Back, which was released in 1980, The Return of the Jedi in 1983. These movies were then followed by successful sequels, which were released between sort of 1999 and 2005. Guys, are you fans? Are you fans? Are you fans? Are you in a mix? Are you in a mix? There's a young Luke Skywalker. Luke, I am your father. No one? Just me. Okay. Nobody cares about this, Nina Hasty.
The only thing I remember about this movie was that people were mad that a black guy was put in a role somewhere.
For the new one, isn't
Yes,
it?
for the
bread
new
roll.
one.
This last one. In a
Yeah.
bread roll.
I don't know
Why
what
are
you're
you
saying.
studying?
You said a roll.
But you know, George Lucas is worthy of respect, regardless of whether you've seen the movies or if you're crazy about the movies. I mean, he's the creator of Star Wars. And in fact, he created this whole May the 4th be with you to celebrate his movie franchise, which is also very clever marketing for fans around the world since 2011. However, the term May the 4th be with you was first coined in 1979. I researched that in my free time this afternoon. So, you know, Twitter came alive with this hashtag.
That was dope.
Look, I mean, puns are life, so
Yes.
it's hilarious. May the 4th be with you. Let's check out what they had to say. Kevin says, Star Wars, my 5-year-old son woke up this morning and said to me, May the 4th be with you, Daddy. I'm so proud. Yay. Sammy B says, today seems like a good day to declare I've never seen any Star Wars film. Upside down smile. Tumblr. I won't leave you. Nina, explain this. I don't know what's happening. Okay. So, thanks for that explanation.
Okay, so if you're a fan or not, you cannot deny the power of Star Wars. You cannot deny such greatness, guys. Somebody just watch, please.
Be done. Do you nothing that I say?
Master, moving stones around is one thing. This is totally different.
No different. Only different in your mind. You must unlearn what you have learned.
All right, I'll give it a try.
No. Try not. Do. Or do not. There is no try.
That's
Am I the only one that
so
thinks
nice.
Lucilo went to university? Like, you know? Lucilo? Okay. never mind.
Andile says Lucilo went to university. Wow.
That's exactly what that looked like.
One is a ho, the other one is a microwave,
Yeah.
and the other one is a person.
Guys, accept your banter points. I do not. After such a successful run of the trilogies, the franchise released another sequel trilogy, which began in 2015 with the release of Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
But you know what? Somebody's got to be watching them. Somebody's got to be loving these films because all 8 of them were nominated for Academy Awards. And of course, if you look at the success rate as far as revenue is concerned, 7.5 billion, making it the 3rd highest grossing film series of all time. I think number 1 would be, what's the one with the little kids, Baloyang?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, that's the one. And then the cool guy who never has to unbutton his jacket, James Bond, I think is the second
I
one.
love the way you explain. If you have to explain a synopsis of a movie in one sentence, go to Andile.
30 seconds. That's why I'm the champ. One.
The 30-second guy, love it.
Guys, these are the facts. These are the facts. I know you're teasing me about this thing, but $7.5 billion, that's the approximate, okay, in rands, that's 101 and 504 and 125 and 1,000 and 20 zero rands.
What happened? Okay, on a serious note, guys. What are some of your, like, all-time favorite big franchise movies that were remade. For me, I loved Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
I can do back to back.
Can you now?
Is that code for something?
Yeah, I was like trying to understand what that
I
is.
can do. What was that, friend?
Never mind. Let's bring it back home. South African movies are the gems. The movie industry in South Africa is not at the same level financially as Hollywood, but our ability to tell South African stories is incredible.
Yeah.
And in the spirit of Throwback Thursday, I want to make it short and sweet. Like
Throw something into that cup, and you've got to go and fetch it. William tries to get the ball from the loose ruck, but he's offside, and it's a penalty to the Cowboys in a strong attacking position. Morea, who seems to be fast asleep as he knocks on, and the scrum goes to the Makulus.
You do that again, I'm going to penalize you.
Excuse me.
Okay? Let's play.
I am shocked.
Nah. Right, do you guys remember that movie, Lollipop? Guys, have you ever cried hard in a film? It's so touching. Okay, so it was a South African film that talked about racial stereotypes in a way that kind of broke the story that we'd always been told. Have a look at this clip.
Are you orphan? Yes. No. Father Albertus is Makurita, your father and mother. No. Father Albertus is adopted. Sister Makurita, your mother.
No, guys, you must see this movie. It's amazing. But then the cast reunited years later. Some people recast in different roles to make the movie a million colors. Have a look at this.
He was the most famous actor in South Africa. He was my best friend. As kids, we acted together in a popular film, and after that, we grew up together. As South Africa went through its struggle years, so did we. And for Muntu, most of the trouble had to do with love.
Had to be a girl.
I just want to go home and put tracksuit pants on and watch those
Yeah, me
back to back and eat plenty of snacks and cuddle.
Oh, man.
That's amazing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, a movie that is close to my heart is obviously Vila se kind. Nina, jy's nie my sussie nie.
Kan jy geheim hou? Jy gaan Bobby Jambou kyk en jou dag net sit en sit.
En wat vir my ma?
Pa sê gee nog net vandag kans om jou nou te los van môre af nee kyk.
Hy is nie my pa nie.
As hy is, jy's Lukas wat weggeraak het.
Ek is Benjamin Komuti.
Jy's Lukas wat weggeraak het.
You know, I didn't I couldn't need.
Jy is Lukas wat weggeraak het. Moenie vir my so sê nie. Vila se kind.
All right, a movie that I loved growing up and I still love it today. We must take it back to Whom Shefi?
Yes.
Shefane was the man in Nyaga Nyaga was the movie, and of course Undaba Mhlongo was the lead actor in that, and he was still is Somizi's dad, yeah?
Shout out to Somizi.
So Mhlongo, this is for you.
You hit me down.
He was my absolute favorite. You take Undaba Mhlongo, you take Umapinga, put them together. What else was supposed to happen?
Gorge. And also, guys, how can we how can we mention talk about South African classics without mentioning? Okay, now I need a full shot, guys.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
you're gonna do it with me. Freedom. Okay, no, you do it. He's coming.
tomorrow.
Gosh.
Get ready.
Freedom is coming tomorrow.
Get ready, mama, prepare for your freedom.
Freedom is coming tomorrow.
Get ready, mama, prepare for your freedom.
Freedom is coming tomorrow.
Thanks, Michelle.
This is Nina the whole way through the show when we're sitting. And this is Nina the whole time while we're standing. On that note, I think we're ready for a quick break, right?
Yeah,
when we come back, oh, babes, we're gold medals. Natalie Detroit is going to be in the house. Tell us many of your questions. #SAR on 3. And as always, at TrendingSA on 3 on Twitter. I love this song. Please, please, please.
Yes,
This is my day. This is my day.
Welcome back. This is TrendingSA on SABC3. We're also streaming live as always on YouTube, and you can catch all the past episodes of TrendingSA on our website, trendingsa.tv. Now, if you've just joined us, this is the part of the show where we get to call in our studio guests. And Mzansi, you're in for a treat tonight. She is one of the most recognizable faces and successful athletes of all time.
Yeah.
Renowned for multiple gold medals that she's won, the 2004 Paralympic and the Commonwealth Games. In May 2008, she made history and became the first athlete in history to qualify for both the Olympic and Paralympic Games for able-bodied athletes in the same year. Yo, guys. When she qualified for the 10-kilometer open water race at the Open Water World Championships in Seville. Her name is synonymous with courage, determination, overcoming adversity. She's really quite incredible, and she's here. It's Natalie Dutroux. Given not to hug each one of us individually. So that's why it's a natural thing to try to do that. And it's also because Shaka, who isn't here tonight, is the king of the awkward hug. So he's...
I would probably be the queen of the awkward hug as well. You know,
Right.
the pat on the back, you know, yes, one of those.
Welcome to our show.
No, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's one of those elusive shows that are on at late at night, but I think one of those great shows as well. And,
Thank you.
I've been following it since the beginning, so congratulations to all of you as well.
Thank you. Who are you? Now, when like a thing for grown-ups, right? Tell us what happened to you at the age of 9.
Sure. So it depends. Are we on Wikipedia or which one?
I'm
no,
not sure. Medals.
No, you know, so I think I started swimming really when I was 6 years old and really just took over. It took over my life.
Yeah.
I loved getting into the pool and racing against others and really just the competition in the swimming pool with, I think, my brother and all his friends, because I used to train at the same level as what he did and is 3 years older than me. And I know he absolutely disliked it, probably to the point of hate, but I don't know, hate's a strong word, but, you know, from that point, it was my life. It was a way to escape, I think, life. It was a way to get through life. It was also an excuse to get out of school every now and again, which is a positive, although you shouldn't really say that. But, yeah, you know, and I think started winning competitions at quite a young age.
Yeah.
And really it just took over in everything.
What a great story.
But then I mean, you're already so deep into this, and then at 16, you have this accident that completely changes your life. What is the decision that happens at this? What's the process of a 16-year-old girl who goes through this and says, okay, cool, I can get through this?
Yeah.
You know, I was 14 when I made my first international tour to go to the Commonwealth Games in Malaysia. And I was one of the youngest, and I'd actually come first at our national championships, which was the prerequisite. And I went off and I actually missed my race. And the media was there within a few minutes, and I didn't know what to say to them. So my coach said, don't worry, I do it. And he's Hungarian, so he has very broken English. And he'd said to the media that was due to human error, but people picked it up as woman error. And I'm also the type of person that doesn't like to get into trouble. And the stories that were going around with, I was doing something with boys, I was busy in the bathroom. And the reason why I take you back there is because I think going through something at the age of 14 and going through that and having to come back to South Africa and really think about why I was training the 3 hours a day. Did I really want to go to the Olympics? Was it really worth it? You know, everybody says to you, but at the end of the day, you know, you have the talent. You definitely can do it. But as long as you know, until you believe it, you will never really achieve it. And sometimes, you know, you have those people that believe it for you and somehow they make you believe it because they believe it. Yeah. And you get in and you do the work. So when I had my accident, I really put it on par with that feeling. And that feeling like I'd let South Africa down, I'd let everybody down, you know, especially those that didn't believe in me. And I think I just, you know, having a motorbike accident was a freak accident. Really, a car drove out of a parking lot and drove into me. And lying in the road and you know, a few people arrived at my accident scene. One of the ladies that used to wax my legs actually arrived first. But I used to swim with her kids, so I knew her quite well. And, you know, the ambulance arrived, and I don't really remember much. I believe that the whole lot of doctors were deciding whether they were going to take muscle out my back or bone out of my hips and actually insert it into my leg because they'd found out that I was a swimmer and they wanted to give me the best chance of being a good swimmer. And after a week, my leg started going gangrene, so they had to amputate. But I tell you, I have one of the best amputations that you could probably have. It's a challenging thing to say, but it's the longest limb that they could possibly keep. But my skin actually is flapped up, so a bit of my calf. So if I walk on it, my skin's actually pushed together instead of pulled apart. So I don't really get skin irritations, and I can actually walk on the end of it, obviously with a lot of cushioning. But I think, you know, one of the most amazing things was my parents had actually organized for people to come see me in hospital and disabled people from, you know, being in a wheelchair to someone who's just missing the front half of their foot. Right. And 99% of them said they wish that it didn't happen, and 1% said, one gentleman, a very tall gentleman, he said he'd run the San Francisco marathons and a whole lot of marathons, and, you know, he was disabled, and if he can do it, anybody can do it. And you know, I didn't know what was wrong with him. And when he took his shoe off, it was just the front half of his foot. And I thought, this guy's crazy. You know, I'm missing half a leg. You can't really compare. And I think it was just that 1% that said, you know what, we're going to give this a go. I don't know if I can swim. My coach, you know, was happy for me to get in the pool. He always said, let's see what you can do. My parents always said, let's see what you can do. So it was never, I can't. It was, let's see how we can do it.
Absolutely. And you had a lot to prove as well. You know?
2004 came. I mean, that was career changing for you. Can you believe it's 13 years since then?
I know I'm getting old.
Olympics, Commonwealth. You're not getting old. You look more beautiful than you did back then. Look at you.
Sure, flattery will get you everywhere. No.
But that changed your life. I mean, a lot of South Africans knew you from 2004, from, the achievements then. That was great for you, for swimming, for Paralympics as well.
I think it was great because I was a lot thinner, but... now that you retire, you have to try and keep your weight down. But no, it was my first Paralympic Games. I had actually swum the Commonwealth Games 2 years previous, and as a person who's just been disabled, it's very challenging to be cast into a situation with disabled people because you have disabilities ranging from, a foot missing to those that have no arms and no legs. And it's quite an eye-opener. And to be able to get to a competition where you don't know your competition and you compete against slightly different disabilities. Everybody said, but you're going to be number one. I had coaches on the side timing me. But something that was amazing about 2004 was the disability sport enabled me to actually be able to swim the events that I did before I had my accident. So I was a butterfly swimmer, backstroker, an individual medley swimmer, and losing a leg, I wasn't really as fast as I was. And it was very challenging. If I can explain, swimming is pretty much like an airplane, how an airplane flies. You create a bubble around you. And that's, the more water you push back, the more you propel forward. So with me, we try and rotate from side to side, and I can't rotate. So because I have weight on one side, but I don't have weight on the other side. So if I go one way, I'm not coming back. And so I actually swim against water pressure. And, in butterfly, it's a bit of a movement, and I can't really do that because I don't have the one side or the weight to actually do that. So it was challenging, but it was a time in which it felt like I was still me because I was still able to do those events.
Sure. With all of that in mind, I want you to take a look at this and talk us through this when we come back from it. This is from Beijing, the famous Beijing, the history-making Beijing. Take a look at this video.
So, hanging in there, coming back, trying to win a silver medal.
The world record is under threat, surely has to be, doesn't it? In a time of 106.79 set in Durban, 2.5 getting over 3 years ago now. Natalie du Toit powering her way to the end. It is just inside the world record by 5/100ths for Natalie du Toit. Second place going to Ellie Cole of Australia. Third to Williams, Annabelle.
You missed a bit of the commentary there, and the gentleman actually says, Natalie's on the hop, and I thought it was just the best explanation. But, for me, butterfly was always my stroke, and from a little girl, it was actually the very first stroke that I could do when I got into a pool.
Isn't it the hardest? I mean, for me personally, as a young person that was learning to swim, it was just the most, it takes my breath away. So when people say that's my stroke, I'm like, how is that your stroke? Is it not the hardest to swim?
I think it depends. So, I guess like in runners, you are strong in certain muscles, if I can compare it. So in swimming, I was stronger in my upper body than my lower body. So therefore, it was easier for me to do. And I was very fortunate I didn't get a lot of injuries. Many people suffer with shoulder injuries, and that's what they struggle with. But breaststroke's actually the most challenging because you have to be natural at it. So it's the movement of your knees at an angle as to which makes you talented at breaststroke or not. And if you don't have that flexibility, then you're not going to be a breaststroker. You can try and you can be medium at it, but you will never be number one. It was a great race. I'd actually come off probably one of my most disappointing races, and that was my Olympic 10K. It was in China, and it was hot, and I know I'm not good at heat. I come from Cape Town, where we grew up at Newlands swimming pools, so the wind blowing through there. And I got there, I had a very bad race. I swam into the buoy, my cap came off, and had long hair. And from that, I had to stop, so I lost the pack. And it's pretty much like cycling. In a peloton, you swim in a pack, like a bird formation, so that if you're at the back, you actually it's easier to swim because you've got the streamline of the other swimmers. And I tried to finish the race, and that was what it was all about, was just finishing it. I didn't feed because I tried to catch the pack because I tried to put my cap on a few times. And I was extremely nauseous, and I just finished, and I placed 16th, which wasn't, from placing 4th at the World Championships to 16th was a bit of a letdown. And I just wanted to come home. And phoning home, everybody said, but Natalie, you've got the Paralympics, you can do this. I said, I don't want to. And, you know, I wasn't near a swimming pool for the 2 weeks between Olympics and Paralympics, so I didn't get into a pool at all. And in my life, I've never taken more than 2 weeks break from a swimming pool. So I didn't know how I was going to swim. And the last advice, and I always take my cell phone into the call-up room, which you're not really allowed to, and then I hand it in, I switch it off and I hand it in before I go for my race. And the last thing that was said to me was just get up on that starting block and you give absolutely everything. Yeah. And that was the first race I swam, and I broke a world record there. And I think, you know, that was the setup of the competition. So I did extremely well. So from the worst to the best. And I think...
That is amazing. Unbelievable.
That is amazing.
Listen, we're going to ask you to stay for the last segment of our show. And we want to talk about carrying the flag at both the Paralympics and the Olympics and what you're up to now.
Absolutely.
All right. Natalie du Toit on TrendingSA. We'll be right back.
Cool.
Wow. Thank you.
Such a serious show.
This is my day. This is my day. Everything happens for a reason.
On to TrendingSA on SABC3 and TrendingSA.tv. Natalie du Toit is still here with us, and we were hearing some of your incredible story, overcoming, becoming successful. I want to know the feelings and the thoughts that went through your mind when the Olympic Committee called you and said, you know, we want you to carry a flag in both the Olympics and the Paralympics, which you were the first athlete ever to do that in 1 year.
Yes, so in both Olympics and Paralympics. So this generally, you get told either the night before or the day of that you're carrying the flag. So, I mean, I didn't know about the Paralympics until the Paralympics was actually, you know, upon us. I know there was a competition back at home where people could vote. So, you know, you're now this flag bearer and, you know, you have to shower, and now it's China. So it's extremely hot. And you may as well not even dry your hair because, you know, it's really curly again. But standing there and you get this container that you have to put the flag in, then it's thinking about how you've got to walk a certain distance from the team so that the flag doesn't fly into them.
Right.
But at a pace that's slow enough, but not fast enough, but that the floor is not even.
So it's a lot.
So there's a lot to go, and you know, walking out into the stadium is one of the most amazing feelings because you've trained so hard, and you walk out, and this is your start. This is where it all begins. And generally, like for Paralympics, I race the very next day. So, you know, at the Paralympic opening ceremony, I just walked and then I left. And thank goodness it was in the beginning of the opening ceremony. So, you know, there's a lot that goes into it. In the Olympic ceremony, we actually had a streaker run for me. So. you'll know that the camera actually panned very quickly on us and went off while everybody was waiting for South Africa. So it was really interesting to see how that was handled as well. I mean, someone jumped on them with a flag.
Male, female?
I don't actually know. It happened so quickly.
Did you feel honored by that moment?
I just thought it was absolutely crazy. And I think you're so hyped up at that stage because you line up for probably about 5 hours before the ceremony even starts because you have to get onto the buses, etc. So, everyone's so hyped. You've already gone down off your hype, and then you get on a hype again. So, I think competitions, it's important to be able to control that side of it.
But what is Natalie up to at the moment? I mean, if people want to find you, speak to you, hear you speak, what are you up to?
Sure. So I guess I'm pretty much like everybody else, trying to find themselves. And I mean, I can find where I am. I mean, I'm big enough that I do take up a solid state. But from that perspective, it's, busy in PR communications. I enjoy the social media side of things. So social media strategist. And I'm studying. I'm doing a BCom business management. So I'm an ambassador of the university that I study at as well. And I do a bit of motivational speaking. And
are you expensive?
Yes. Not really.
You should be. With all the gold medals behind you, you should be.
So I was branded as a swimmer. The brand was that nothing would be for free. Even if you paid R5 or just petrol money to charities that can't.
With our show, we've run out of time.
Oh my gosh!
We'll catch you on social media.
Absolutely.
We'll catch you on social media. You've been such an incredible guest. Thanks for being here tonight.
No, thank
Natalie du Toit, everybody.
Thank
you. We'll catch you again Monday 9:30 right here on SABC3. Bye bye.
Sure, I saw
You never know when love is coming your way. It's coming your way. But tonight I look again into your eyes, and it's you, and it's me, love.
This is my